I'm gonna
I've okayed the recording.
thank you. Okay, Quentin, thank you so much for meeting with me today. The first question I want to ask you is if you would share a time when your identity has impacted the way that you were treated. This could be either positively or negatively, and you get to decide if you want to talk about professional, social, educational setting.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have a clear example that I could give you. It's more so about the clothes that I had on, if that makes sense. A professional identity. So I um noticed that when I was in probably the middle of grad school, probably, where I noticed that if I wore a shirt and tie, people would treat me differently.
Mm,
Versus when I had like a hoodie on or something like that. You know what I mean? And so
yeah.
people would be way more deferential to me when I had like a shirt and tie on, such that I wrote a poem called This Tie Makes Me. And then I put dot, dot, dot. So I think one of the things that comes to mind immediately is like, if I look like a quote professional, then I'll be treated better.
Sure. Okay. So do you feel like your confidence changes in what you're wearing, or do you feel like you've come to a spot where it doesn't matter what you're wearing that impacts your identity?
If I am wearing a full-fledged suit, I gotta admit that I feel like probably like three notches more confident than I do if I had on like sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Thank you for sharing. Another question I want to ask is, what do you wish more people understood about your identity and how it shapes your day-to-day life?
That is very much like their own, period.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's really good for, for us to realize that and what it looks like to have um, some personal biases that I may have against you, if I wouldn't ask that question of what does it look like.
Hmm. For
So
sure, for sure.
thank you for sharing that.
Hmm.
The last question I want to ask you is, have there been moments when support from others, whether it be from individuals or institutions, have made a meaningful difference for you? And what did that support look like?
That is such a central part of my story. There were people that helped me along the way at every step of my evolution and elevation, whether it was admissions counselors from Concordia University when I was going into undergrad, or whether it was professors at Loyola University when I got accepted. Like, I always had professors, other kinds of professionals, chaplains, pastors, preachers, all really, um, giving me their sort of stamp of like approval, honestly, and support that made it a lot easier for me.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and resilience to that too, right?
Hmm.
To have those protective factors, of course.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. Was there anything else that you would like to add?
Nope.
Okay,
That's it.
perfect. Thank you so much for meeting with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Is for asking me the questions.
Thank you. All right, talk later.